Hello. Today I wanted to test some speakers because I'm working on this gigantic thing of a lightsaber, and it's going to have a 125 watt LED in it, and well, I figure I better have a pretty powerful speaker or the sound is just going to be really disproportionate. I have a lot of space in it, so I figure I'm going to try some speakers that are a little bigger than you would normally put in a lightsaber. But for comparison, I've started with a standard Railmaster 8 ohm 2 watt speaker, and I've hooked up a TCSS to it, and I've set the Vader's theme to be the boot sound on this one, so I just have to plug it in and it will start playing. Sounds like this. It's a pretty good speaker. It's really rated for 2 watts, but it can handle up to 4 watts. I'm not sure what that actually means, but it's definitely a good speaker for when you have, well, this amount of space. If you have a little bit more space, you can use one of these, which is the standard TCSS bass speakers. They are 8 ohms, 2 watts. So technically similar ratings, but a lot of people like how it sounds better. So let's try that. So it's a similar volume, but it definitely has a different quality, especially a little bit more bass, which a lot of people like. And you'll notice how I disconnect the power every time before I disconnect the speakers, because speakers are coils, and coils will react badly when you disconnect them under power. So next we have a speaker that's the same size as the TCSS bass speaker. It's a 28 millimeter speaker. It is, however, 4 ohms, 3 watts, and I found this one on eBay. And because the TCSS is actually rated for 4 ohms, it should get some more volume than the 8 ohm speakers. I like that sound. It's a little louder, it's a little bassier, it's got pretty good definition, I think. Although you can hear it overload a little bit on when the sound gets loud. So, come on. Next I have speakers that are a little bigger than we would normally go for. So this is a 40 millimeter speaker. It is 4 ohms, 5 watts, and I found it on eBay, and I mean, it will fit in. I mean, I need to make a pommel for it, but like it will easily fit in what I have available. So we'll see how it sounds. So it's definitely louder and clearer than the other speakers, but there's still a little bit of overload in the bass that I would prefer not to have if I could, but it depends. I did also order a 45 millimeter speaker, but it hasn't arrived yet, so I don't have that one. What I do have is a 50 millimeter speaker, which I think could still fit in here, but I might have to cut the ears off a little bit because it's square-ish. This speaker is 10 watts and 4 ohms, so let's see what it sounds like. I don't know if you guys can tell at home, but the direction of the speaker makes a fair bit of difference in how it sounds. Like this speaker, it's about as loud as this 40 millimeter speaker, but it handles the bass perfectly. It doesn't have any sort of overloading kind of sound. Oops, I disconnected something. Hopefully I didn't do anything bad. So those are the speakers I was gonna test. And so far I think this one is my favorite because it's loud without being too big. I should point out though that the speaker itself without any sort of enclosure is hard to judge by itself because so this is a TCSS 20 millimeter speaker, and by itself it sounds like not anything at all, really. I'll show you. Plug that in. So this is a 7/8 millimeter piece of blade. So see how quiet that is? It's very, very quiet. When I put this piece on there, suddenly it's almost as loud as the big guys, or if not louder. The sound comes out a little bit muffled or slightly different when you do this, but it depends a lot on your enclosure how your speaker sounds. So having the right enclosure is just as important as having the right speaker, if not more important. And to really prove that point, I went to my TV room and borrowed this guy, which is a 6 ohm, I actually don't know how many watts this is, but it's a 6 ohm speaker, and so it should technically not be less loud than some of my other speakers, right? Because it's 6 ohms instead of 4 ohms. So let's see how it sounds.